Well, I'm not one of those booty callers. I mean, you're quite attractive, or in or out of your uniform, but I wanted to get to know all about you, not just what I saw at the club. I blushed a little when I realized what I'd said, but he just smiled and let it slide. Thanks, it's flattering. But also nice to know your muffin didn't come with ulterior motives. Nope, just deliciousness and reboot flavin. Laughed me and relaxed, easing the tension that had been building. Still, something was bothering me. Sorry, I just can't get over how different you are at the club than just be masked, can it? You think you're going to get my whole life story with just a cup of coffee and a muffin? It's gonna take more than that. Then how about a movie? There's a matinee just down the street. In a little bit, maybe if I add tickets and popcorn, you'll tell me your favorite color. I'm not doing the work until 3. And as you could tell from my earlier phone call, I'm not exactly overwhelmed with things to do. Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, we only just met, and I picked up my half-eaten muffin and held it between us. I swear on this muffin that I'm not just in it because you have a cute tush and you mix a mean drink. This is for much more than that. Sorry, I guess it's just a reflex. Not a particularly helpful one either. I set my muffin back down and dusted off my hands. I know you don't like forward. You get plenty of that at work. Let's just go to a movie, enjoy some popcorn, and see where the day takes us. You game? Of course. How can I say no to a muffin swear? It's the most honorable vow one can make with a baked good. We both finished our coffee and grabbed our coats. If we hurried, we could just make the 11 o'clock showings. Before we stepped out of the door, he paused and smiled at me. It's blue, by the way. Score! We got the color! I couldn't help but smile as he walked past me out the door. As we made our way to the theater, more of the jacks I met at the club began to peek through. I was happy to see it and kept the conversation light. The Eastwood was one of these old multi-story buildings renovated into a multiplex. While the facade still looked like a charming old-fashioned theater, the inside was equipped with the latest technology. We stepped through the boarded glass door up to the ticket counter. Good morning. What can I do for you? We barely noticed the gentleman at the small ticket booth. He was dwarfed by the vaulted ceiling. The lobby was absolutely massive. Shaking my head, I walked up to the counter and glanced at the board overhead. Do you have anything showing now? Well, we've got a few movies that are just about to start. It's been a slow morning, so we've got seats left in all of them. The two of us looked over the lists to pick something out. Jax briefly tried to pay for his own ticket, but I insisted on covering everything. Anything in particular you'd like to see? The previews are about to start. Let's go with a Western. I think he'd like that. 2 tickets for The Destiny of the Darkest Gun, please. The ticket salesman punched in a few numbers and swiped my card. After he handed me the tickets, I turned hand 1 to Jax. Just down the hall there and your left. Enjoy the movie. As we headed to the theater, Jax turned to me and chuckled. Not exactly the average first date movie. I figured it was a safe bet. Just a fun afternoon's distraction where we could both have a chance to get a little more comfortable with each other. Jax insisted on buying the popcorn and drinks, and we settled in for the movie. It did give me time to think why he was so different in person. Was it me? Glancing over, I noticed he was munching popcorn as he watched the screen. He looked back at me and smiled again. Fortunately, the movie pulled my attention away, and soon I was lost in the flurry of gunfights, random explosions, and one-liner catchphrases. Yep, that's a Western movie for you. We both got caught up in the action and laughed at the terrible dialogue. Midway through the movie, I felt a brush along my hand, looked down to see his own and mine. I gave it a gentle squeeze, and in the dim light, I saw him turn a shade more purple. Once the movie has ended, we held hands for just a few moments longer before getting up from our seats. Back out into the lobby. Jax was already 2 shades more vibrant than when we entered and far more talkative. Did you see that? Guy gets shot 5 times and still gets back up to finish his whiskey. Or that line, what was it? Oh, you mean, just hand me the bottle? Barkeep, I got 5 more people to shoot before sundown. We recounted most of the most memorable scenes in the lobby between spluttering laughs. I really should get going. I have a few errands to run before work. I slid my hand into his a moment and squeezed it softly. You had a good time, right? I did. It was fun. Getting a chance to spend some time outside the bar with someone. Guess I was feeling a little more jaded than I thought. We stood for a long, awkward moment, neither of us seeming to want to walk away. As I looked up into those bright orange eyes, I knew I had to do something. Kiss the lizard! Emboldened, I stepped closer to him and placed a hand on his shoulder. He shifted uncomfortably for a moment. His hue shifted redder as I leaned down and pressed my lips gently to his cheek. I felt him shiver a little against me as his eyes lay closed. We stayed there for a moment before he slowly drew back and glanced away. We should do this again sometime. Eddie turns colors! Definitely. He stammered for a moment before smiling up at me. I'm off in a couple of days. How about we get together for some dinner? Sure. I'd love to. I can pick you up at your place, say around 8ish. There's a great place near my house I've been wanting to go to. Yeah, your place, huh? You sure you don't have some ulterior mode moves? Not at all. Not in the least. I can do another muffin square if you need me to. No need. I'm pretty sure I can trust you. Why don't I meet you there at 8? No point in having you head all the way to my place, if it's near yours. We said our goodbyes and parted ways. For me, at least, I felt quite a bit better about the situation. Even if I was a little rusty at this, I still did good enough to keep him interested. Back in the car, I went over the date in my mind, smiling as I relived the good bits. I knew I'd be coming home to Kobe and a million questions, but I could still enjoy the memory of my first date in a long time. Oh? Let's see. Let's see if our romantic lizard has... After we parted ways, I walked back to my place. Jax was definitely an interesting guy, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more going on that I was aware of. I must have been lost in my thoughts when I came in the door because Kobe almost immediately pounced on me. I was wondering when you were going to get back. It took so long, I had to assume it was more than coffee. So tell me everything. For a small guy, Kobe always manages to catch me off guard. I settled him down, and we sat at the table. It was just a date, okay? I admitted it. It was a date. Are you happy now? Kobe beamed. He always knew when I was hiding something. Even when I didn't. So Dish, tell me, what did you two lovebirds do? We're not in love. I could feel my face heating up as Kobe counted to continue to grin like a Cheshire cat. I'd better tell him something, or he'll never leave me alone. We shared a muffin. And had some coffee. It wasn't anything particularly thrilling or romantic. You wouldn't be blushing like that if it was just a muffin. I'm not going to let you live fictitiously through me, Kobe. Besides, don't you get enough dates yourself? But it's you. I haven't seen you go out and have fun in like forever. I want to hear about it because I'm your bro. I like knowing you're happy. He gave me the puppy dog eyes and I just melted. Kobe was always there for me when I wanted to hang out or just needed to talk. It wasn't fair to hold back. Alright. We had coffee, we went to a movie, and we kissed. Nothing with tongue or anything, just a peck. So, what's he like? I know lots of people at the bar really like him. He's always so enthusiastic and flirty and so cute. Are you jealous? He was different at the start. Much quieter and more reserved. I wondered if I did something wrong at first. Nah, he probably just likes you and doesn't. He's probably just like you and doesn't get out much. I mean, he's at the bar almost every night until 3. Not that I stay up that late, of course. Lie! Of course, I was hoping it was just first date jitters. I know I was feeling a little anxious, still do. Even afterwards, it was like I met a whole different person. Well, that just means you need to see him again so you can get to know him better. You are going to see him, right? Yeah, we set a date. Yeah, we talked for a while after the movie, and I suggested dinner over at the place around the corner. I've been wanting to try that place for a while now. Ooh, romantic candlelight dinner and maybe some wine. He immediately broke down into giggles. I felt my cheeks flush and groaned at him until he stopped. Sorry, I'm just really happy for you. It's so cute. Thinking about you two together. You're not helping me feel any less awkward about this. You know, Kobe continued to barrage me with questions about my first date until I managed to distract him with his own romantic life. As he went on and on about his conquests, I found myself half listening. Part of me kept thinking about Jax, the kiss at the theater, and the chat at the coffee shop before it. I might be a little rusty at dating, but there's something Jax isn't telling me, even more revealing. I wanted to know what it was. Seeing the look on his face, watching him brighten a shade or two, I couldn't stop thinking about it all. I hadn't felt this way about someone in a long time. Hello? I was paying attention. No, you weren't. You were a million miles away, likely with someone else. He was right, of course. Seems like Jax made more of an impression than I thought. Still, I wasn't any good to dwell on it. I couldn't compress my entire dating life into a single day. Let's just do something else. I need to distract myself for a while. Ooh, what if we... Fortunately, Kobe was more than willing to distract me, as were a number of chores I had been neglecting. Between getting my backside whipped at video games, cleaning up our messes, and grabbing something for dinner, it was after 10 and I was too tired to worry. Kobe said some quick goodbyes as he ducked out of the door in his club gear, and I flopped onto bed. It was nearly midnight when my phone started ringing. I'd forgotten to silence it before passing out and struggled to grab it from the nightstand. Blinking myself awake, I swiped to answer the phone to my ear. Hello. I couldn't hear anything on the other end for a moment, save for a roaring crowd and at least a dozen background conversations. It sounded like someone was trying to talk to me, but I could only hear snippets above the din. Finally, I heard some sounds of movement and a door opening. The background noise grew muffled, and I could finally make out the voice. Can you hear me now? Jax? Why are you calling me in the middle of the night? Is something wrong? There was a pause longer than really felt comfortable. At first, I thought the connection had dropped, but I soon heard a resigned sigh from the other end. One of the bartenders got sick and can't work for the rest of the week. I didn't want to tell you like this, but I didn't have a chance to step away until now. I don't get a real meal break until later. My heart sank a little. Was this real? Ah, too bright. My heart sank a little. Was this real, or was he just backing off again? I found myself getting a little angry at him until I realized he wouldn't be calling in the middle of the night just to keep me at arm's length. I'm sorry, I really am. I was looking forward to it. It's been forever since I last had a nice sit-down meal. I usually have to make do with whatever I can reheat in the kitchen from last night. Are you at the club? You're still working right now? That's got to be rough. Yep. Just had a gaggle of sorority girls come in the door. They seriously diminish our toothpicks and plastic sword supply. Diminishing! That's the word. Alright everyone, we're bookmarking it here for now. Ta-ta!